lovable, compassionate, huggable.
Like, wow.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Stanton, and I'm Morgan's mom. I was born in Yonkers, New York, and then I moved to Rockland County when I was 3, and my parents still live in Nanuet, New York to this day. My mom is going to be 81, and my dad just turned 82. Friends and my neighborhood. I lived on a great street where I still to this day, the 4 girlfriends that I grew up across the street from and next door to, we're still friends and we still see each other quite often. So friendships. And then I went to St. Anthony's Catholic school from 1st grade to 8th grade, and I have a whole other group of girlfriends from Catholic school that also to this day, we all see each other and go out quite often when we can. We all still live around the same area. And family. You know, I have 3 brothers. I have 1 younger brother. I have 2 older brothers. I was the only girl. My dad did work and travel a lot. And my mom didn't work, but she raised us and did so many things for us. I was involved with Irish dancing. I did that for 8 years with my girlfriends from the Catholic school. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it and danced in parades with the Irish dancing school. And I played volleyball in high school, which was a great experience. And again, with the same girls that I'm friends with today. Girl Scouts I was involved in. I loved people. I really did. In high school was in the marketing club. I was the vice president of the marketing club, which was awesome. Yes, I had Trisha Gerlach, and to this day, she's a year older than me, but I would consider her my true best friend. School was really structured for me. I went to Catholic school for 8 years. So Catholic school, I remember liking school because of my girlfriends. I had so many good close girlfriends. But my strong subjects were reading, English, not math and not science ever. And then college, I really went in undecided, not sure what I wanted to do. Yeah. I went to college as an undecided major after I stayed home for 2 years because I went to RCC, which is Rockland Community College, got my associate's degree, and then when I went to Plattsburgh, I had to declare a major. That's right, as a transfer student. So I declared business. So then I had to take some math. I didn't have to take any science, but I had to take some math and economics courses. And unfortunately, I had to get tutors to kind of get me through the math, but I did. And I ended up graduating with a bachelor's in business with a concentration in marketing. And the marketing side I really liked because I like people. I like getting to know people, learning things, talking to people. And my first job was working for Bamberger's in Nanuet, New York, and into the management program. Bamberger's was the old, or is what is now Macy's. Mm. And I was going to follow the fashion world and become like, you know, a sales manager for a department, maybe move up to store manager. I wasn't liking the hours, and something just changed for me that I realized that I needed a change, and I didn't see myself as doing that anymore. And then I got like an interim job at a computer company because a girl I met at Macy's, her father owned the company, and he offered me a job to help as like a office assistant and his daughter went to work for him, so we both left Macy's together, and I worked there for a year, and then this application came up for a purchasing assistant for a fragrance company in Totowa, New Jersey, and I applied. I interviewed with Gary Zach and Rita Flynn, so
Woo-hoo!
That started a whole new world for me, and that was like in 1988. And it was really exciting because they worked internationally. They were owned by a company in France. I was exposed to so many different things. And at that moment in my life, that's when I also met Morgan's father. How did we meet? We met actually at a sports bar in Nanuet. We got married in 1989 in the fall, and we had Morgan in 1995 in March. And I was doing really well in my career. My company had also merged with a really big company called Givaudan, so the name of our company changed, and every time there was a big change in our company, I always just seemed to move up and do better. So my career was thriving. And that job, I really did very well as a purchasing assistant. Well, I was purchasing chemicals and raw materials for fragrances that they made for fragrance companies. Estee Lauder, Calvin Klein, Bath & Body Works, shampoos like L'Oreal.
What were some kind of?
It was natural oils such as patchouli, jasmine, rose oil, sandalwood oil, lavender, marjoram, geranium were natural products that go into fragrances. A lot of the perfumes took the natural fragrances, essential oils, and then there were chemicals, benzoate, propyl alcohol, benzaldehyde. Those are chemicals that were used in the household. They made dish detergent, also laundry detergent. Procter & Gamble was a big client of theirs, Dial. They made a lot of soaps. So a lot of those products took the chemicals. So I had chemical buying, and I had to also buy essential oils.
Favorite part?
Well, I always had to buy the ingredients for the best price. And sometimes that was hard due to the market, world situations, shortages in certain products, prices going up, oil prices, everything affects chemicals and natural products. Shipping prices that changed, the euro and the dollar, you always had to stay within a certain budget. So that is where I really learned a lot of my management and used that business degree that I had in college. Yeah, at the end of 1996, 1997, that's when I became a single mom. Things just changed in that direction, and my boss, the support of my boss and the support of my family, and having a young child and becoming a single mom when she was only like a year and a half old, I just kept flourishing. It wasn't easy. There were some, rough days, but everybody chipped in and helped me succeed. And I actually, again, just did better and better. And then I got a new job, which was closer to home. I left that Givaudan job because they were also moving into a different area, and I didn't want to go that far. So I then started at a company called Bushboak Allen right in Norwood, New Jersey. And this is now probably when Morgan was 4 years old, manager. And I remember Morgan coming to work with me sometimes and being in my office. And like my boss wouldn't mind if I brought her over and had her there with me on days that I just had like no appointments and had to do some extra work. Leaving Morgan every day for those long hours. Even though she was with family a lot, but those daycare days when she was under 5 and I had to drop her off at the daycare and my mom or dad were picking her up and then I would meet them at their house, was missing that time with her. So when the weekends and the evenings were extremely important to me, spending time with her and trying to catch up on what I missed. It was just too much for me, the commute, missing her, not being around. So I ended up being able to financially think about what I needed to do, think about where I wanted to be and working. And I was able to just leave IFF, have a summer with my daughter, figure it out, and with the help of a lot of family members and talking to people in the industry, I was offered a sales job, no longer purchasing, to be on the other side of the desk.
When was that?
It was called Man USA. Thought it would be a perfect fit. So I took a deep breath and I realized I was going to try it. And they were in Wayne, New Jersey, but she also gave me flexibility. They knew I was a single mother. They allowed me to work one day from the house and then the other days in the office. And that's where I got a lot of experience and I got to travel to France.
What company?
And the first trip I took was a training course that I had to learn because they were one of the companies that I used to buy from, the essential oils. So now I was working for one of my old suppliers. And I was able to bring my daughter to France. My sister-in-law Marla came with me. And while I was training and working in the Grasse facility, Morgan and Marla got to do their daily trips and experience France, and then we got to do it together at night, and it was an opportunity of a lifetime. I worked there for 3.5 years, and during that time, at the end of my career, I met Bill Stanton, who is now my husband. That's a tough question. I love my life. I feel very blessed that I was able to have 2 beautiful children. I'm glad I experienced the careers that I did because I think, and also becoming a single mother and not planning that, no one does, but it made me stronger. I believe in a way that it happened when it did, and that the quality of memories and time that I spent with Morgan was just wonderful, and it still is to this day. And now I was able to give her more things as far as just things that made her progress in life and move on. But I don't think I would change a thing. I think life is great and you have to make the most of every day. And I do. I try to just embrace my family and tell them everything.